This Fleet Equipment Unscripted interview is presented by Hendrickson, a leading manufacturer of heavy-duty suspension systems and components to the global commercial transportation industry. Visit hendrickson-intl.com to learn more.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason Morgan, Content Director for Fleet Equipment, and welcome to Fleet Equipment Unscripted. Today we're talking with Cole Smith, President and CEO of Truck King, and Patrick Wallace, Marketing Segment Manager for Peterbilt. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Okay, so you had a recent headline here. Peterbilt delivered Model 579 EV to Truck King, which is really exciting. I'm interested in digging into the application and how you went about rolling this into the fleet. To start us off, the release noted that the Model 579 EV will run delivery routes between PACCAR's Dynacraft facility in McKinney and Peterbilt's Denton manufacturing plant, which again, now I'm an editor and I ran the numbers, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about a 92 miles round trip, right, for that route. So what kind of route planning went into that decision to be able to move to EV, and how is it comparable to the number of diesel runs you'd get versus the Model 579 EV? Patrick, if you can give us a little insight there, that'd be great.
Yeah, so Truck King is one of our great logistics partners that we use at the Peterbilt plant and the Dynacraft McKinney facility. Dynacraft McKinney is one of our internal suppliers. They do a lot of sub-assemblies for us, create a lot of parts that need to go to the plant. And we really sell customers on proper, good applications for electric vehicles. And we try to help them to find applications that work for electric vehicles. And then, one day, basically, we looked at our own logistics and said, you know what, we have a good application here. McKinney's not that far from our plant. It's important these days to consider ranges when you're looking at applications for electric vehicles. We said we're within that range that we recommend to customers. I think that we can do it ourselves. And speaking to the trucks, and Cole can elaborate this a little more, we do have those 579s, and they're able to fulfill the same lanes that their diesel counterparts would as well.
Very cool. Cole, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, so we're fortunate to run local for the Peterbilt plant. So most of our runs are within 30 to 40 miles. So when you look at the EVs and you say, well, their distances, they can run between 120 and 140 miles before they can be charged again. So most of the runs, and Dynacraft happen to be a great partner with us, but most runs we do for Peterbilt are within that range. So our interest is that we're in the local area. We run in and out of Peterbilt every day. The EV is a great option, we think, simply because of diesel prices, the maintenance cost, and that. So we looked at it and said, well, we've got plenty of runs we can do. We didn't want to change our entire fleet, but we did want to open the door and say, hey, let's take a look at a couple of these trucks. So with that range, and you're right on spot, about 92 miles. Plus, we figured there's another 8 or 10 miles possibly running around the plant, maybe having to go pick up another trailer, maybe a mile or two away. So. We're going to put it to test. So we were willing to take that risk, and let's see what it does. You don't know until you try it. These things, 670 horsepower in these electric vehicles, plenty of horsepower to get around. It's almost when you look at it, I've actually had 2 drivers down doing test runs before we actually started. I think actually they started today with those trucks, so we're pretty excited about seeing how they perform. And we're going to put in the test tube. We've got another run that is actually another 15 miles away. So we're going to actually try a couple days next week to see if we can, push the limits on these things and see what they'll actually do for us. So that we're excited to see what it does. My guys will be excited about not stopping the fuel stop. And my mechanic will probably be disappointed because he didn't have enough trucks to work on. But so we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of unknowns with the electric trucks at this point in time. You see plenty of Tesla cars on the road running, and I don't see any of them parked on the side of the road, or at least in my travels, and I travel quite a bit. So we're excited just to see how it goes, and I think it's a win-win for us if it does, if it meets or exceeds the expectations on it. So.
Right, right. Well, and a couple cool things there too. I mean, you mentioned the not having to stop at a fueling location. That's just such a mindset change, right? From what you usually do, of not having to add that in, not having to calculate that in. You know, it's being charged at your location. It's ready to go in the morning when you're ready to go there. And speaking of that, then, because you know, one of the things when we talk about this is infrastructure, and that seems to be, you know, a lot of EV trucks. Peterbilt here, a great example of those coming to the market. And now it seems like infrastructure with some of the fleets and manufacturers that want to get this out can be kind of the sticky wicket in that process. What was the infrastructure process like here? What did you have to put in, and what was your experience there? Patrick, what do you think?
Yeah, so at Peterbilt, we always sell our customers basically the full EV experience. We have an infrastructure partner called NTech Solutions. We also sell chargers through our sister division, PACCAR Parts, and we really went down the path of a customer. We got customer empathy. We decided to do this project in a way that any customer would, or we would help any customer do. So NTech came out to Dynacraft McKinney. We decided we were going to do this project. We worked with PACCAR Parts to pick the charger that we needed so that we could charge these vehicles in as little time as possible. So that was a 180 kilowatt level 3 charger. We picked that charger. We had NTech come out and do the site assessment. They did a project plan for us. And luckily, Dynacraft McKinney is a new facility, so it doesn't need a whole lot of infrastructure upgrades. And so in about, roughly a year, they were able to get the charger and complete all the work necessary to install the charger.
Yeah, very interesting. Cole, what about from your perspective on charging and infrastructure?
Yeah, so we're blessed. Actually, we run out of the facility in Dynacraft, so the trucks are actually parked there overnight there. So we were lucky and fortunate that we did not have to actually put the charging station into our facility. So we have a charging facility at Peterbilt in case we need to charge there, and we have one at Dynacraft. And so that's where we're charging at this point in time. So anyway, so it's as time goes on, then we'll look at our facility and see what it takes to put them in and go from there with it. So we're going to get the first 2 up and running and just see how it goes, and then we'll explore the next opportunities.
Yeah, I that's even going back to your both your original statement of being able to kind of wade into the EV waters here a little bit, give it a try. Being able to kind of bridge that infrastructure right there, then on the fleet side, be able to get comfortable with the trucks and how they operate and what the duty cycles are and how that transition goes. Really interesting. And the other thing we talk about, if you zoom out a little bit and look at kind of holistic sustainability, right, and what it means to both of your operations, how does that Model 579, how does this begin to fit into sustainability goals, and where do you want to go in the future? Patrick, why don't you start us off there?
Yeah, so I mean, we offer a full lineup of electric vehicles to our customers as great zero emission solutions, and we want to show people how we can live by the products that we're making. We want to show them they work, and we're going to use them every day, just like they would. And, we also have internal sustainability goals to reduce emissions at PACCAR and at Peterbilt, improve air quality. It's part of being a, good community citizen, especially here in the DFW area, to reduce the number of old diesel trucks on the road. And so if we can be an active participant in that, well, also, benefiting, working with our partner, have a symbiotic relationship for them to get some nice new trucks. Their drivers like them, and I'll let Cole speak more to that. But it's a great benefit for both of us.
Very cool. Yeah, Cole, what's your take?
Yeah, so this is a new exploration for us. So we're excited that the 579 is a great truck. We mainly run about 60 day caps, 60 or 70 of them, I guess. So the day cap is a perfect unit for us. All of our trips are within that 50, 60 mile range from the plant. And so our long range goals are just to see how this works kind of in the next 12 months, test it and see what it does. And you're looking to see how you can cut a $50,000 bill at the diesel pumps. So you look at that and you say, my guys would probably love to drive a new truck versus an older truck. And the mere fact that they don't have to stop and fill up every day, and I don't have to write a check for diesel every week. So it's a trade-off. You actually got to calculate it and see what it looks like. Your maintenance, maintenance isn't getting any cheaper as we go. Parts, our older trucks are, let's face it, parts have all doubled. Mechanic, he went from making $75 an hour to $145 an hour. So we hope that this is almost kind of a maintenance-free product, that we just plug it in and go. Change the tires on it when it needs to, and go from there. You open the hood, there's no dipstick. You have to check your your water levels, but you don't have to worry about them burning it up.
Right.
And so it's a lot quieter ride too. It's almost, you almost have to have a beeper when you're going through the yard to say, hey, there is a truck running here, because they can't hear it. So that's a concern we have to train our drivers to say, hey, you got to let everybody know that you're there, because they probably won't hear you coming.
Right.
So it's for us, it just, it's an open door to kind of see the new. I mean, let's face it, I see more electric cars out there than I've ever seen before. I picked up a magazine today, and I was surprised how many manufacturers there were. I'm not sure where these guys coming from. So what hits the vehicle market is going to hit us at some point in time. So we're excited to be a front runner on this with PACCAR and Peterbilt. The truck's going to run out of the Peterbilt plant every day, so it's exciting probably for the people who make it to see it run. The management team, if they need to see the truck, PACCAR, we've done a great have a great opportunity to work with PACCAR, so that they can monitor the truck. They can see it if they want to bring it into a customer, or have a customer come talk to us about it. They've got that open door to do that. So we just think it's a great partnership moving forward. We've looked at 3 other lanes that we said, that could sure work for that lane there. We've got one lane that runs about 90 miles a day, and it's just in time product. And right now that truck has a problem, because when it has to reach in, that truck might be down for 20-30 minutes reach in. Well, the electric truck would run all day for this lane, and so that's a perfect opportunity for it. So we're looking at other lanes already that we could say that would actually work really well on that lane. So we're already, before we weren't thinking about it at all, and now we say, now we're looking to say what lanes could have run. So haven't put another order in yet, but you never know. So we'll just kind of wait and see. So I see the future. I mean, it's definitely got a future in local deliveries. I could, especially in short hauls.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I like how you've brought it down to really a practical approach here, right? And it speaks to a lot of things that we talk a lot about, but it can be hard to bring all these pieces together. You got a good partner there, a good working partnership there. You got a good application that fits in there, and to see how this rolls out, right? Driver reaction will be cool to see how they adapt to it. The service process, I mean, it's early days, but the idea that life cycles are 1.5 to 2 times that of diesel of first life before they hit secondary market. It could really, the sea change of it all and how it runs the operation. Really interesting to point out here. So I look forward to talking to you both more as you learn more about this as this rolls out, and maybe you do add some more EVs to the fleet. I appreciate you both taking the time, and I learned a lot.
Great. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you calling.